Hi everyone. So from today we are going to start a new playlist. In this playlist we will going to learn about full of Linux, like what is Linux. These topics we are including like a Linux basic. Inside Linux basic we will going to learn about introduction to Linux. What is Linux? Like and then a file system structure, like the file structure follow, and essential commands, like you heard about several commands, just like ls for knowing about all these files present in your current directory, and echo, and there's a many more essential commands. So we will going to learn about this. And the fourth is users and groups. So basically in Linux system there is they have all have given some permission, like users, groups. There's a group and users, so we will going to learn about this also. And the second topic we will learn is a shell and scripting. So shell scripting is basically writing a code on a kernel. And the third is a process and job management. We will going to learn about this also. The fourth is a networking, basically networking, like related commands. How will we be going to use this, when we will going to use this, what all these commands is used in networking. So, and the fifth is file permission and security, like different you have not given a permission to open all the files, so we will going to change learn about how to change the permissions of the particular files, and who got the what permissions. There's several permissions, read, write, and so many permissions. So we will going to learn about this also. And the sixth is like a disk and file management. So about this, and then we will going to learn about logging and monitoring. Okay, so first let me okay. So we will going to learn about logging and monitoring. Then the eighth topic is a package and management. And we will going to learn about advanced topics also in this Linux, like a kernel basis, like and the system calls and stress. What is it? What is kernel? What is system call? And when we are using this, so all these things we will going to use, like Linux scheduling, scheduling. You know about a process management and a scheduling algorithms. So Linux is by default Linux is follow a CFS scheduling, completely fair scheduling. So we will going to learn about all those things in our future. And then the device drive introduction. So this is the basic topic we will going to cover in this whole lectures. Okay, so let me explain you what is the basis of Linux. So today we will going to learn about an introduction to Linux. So let's start this. Okay. So introduction to Linux. Basically, what is Linux? Before knowing all about this Linux, we have one question in mind. What is Linux? And why we are using Linux? We have a Windows operating system. Then why we are going to use this Linux? So basically, Linux is a multitasking and multi-user, open source and Unix-like operating system. I know there's several terms you are not aware about this, so let me explain you. So before knowing about this multitasking, multi-user, so basically what is operating system? Okay, so I will not go into deep like operating system, but let me just brief about this operating system. What is operating system? So basically there's a two part of operating system. Okay, there's a kernel. This is the kernel, and there's another part. This is shell. Okay, so the kernel what is kernel, what is shell? So we will going to know about this. So basically the operating system has two parts, kernel and shell. So what kernel is doing? So kernel basically all the functionality of this OS operating system are written in a kernel. Like kernel is doing like all we heard about a process management, file management. I already introduced about now like this. We will going to learn about this file, this process and job management, and disk management, file management, and all this. So this all are done by kernel. Okay, and then the cell. This is a basically you can say a user space. Okay, from where user can access this kernel things like. So cell is basically kind of a interface you can say. Okay, so there's a two type of interface: a graphical user interface and command line interface. Okay, there's a two type of interface: graphical user interface, and the second is command line interface. Okay, so graphical user interface, you can say window is like a graphical user interface, and command line interface you can say a Linux. We can't say Linux. The whole system is called Ubuntu. So I will explain you why I'm telling you Ubuntu. You can say it's a Linux also. Okay, and this is window. So like let me explain you like what in a like giving a one example like if there's a one program, that program want to access a hardware. Okay, so hardware they can't directly access the hardware. Okay, so there's a system call. Okay, system call. So using this system call, we can convert into a system. Basically system call is a programmatic way for a program to interact with a operating system. All the functionality is written in a kernel. So kernel can manage all these hardware things. Okay, so whatever the hardware operation we access we want, we have to say kernel, hey kernel, I want this access. So the kernel will give you the access. Okay, so this is basically the basic operating system. Okay, so now we will go to learn about Linux basic. So you now you aware about our operating system. So what is operating system and all? There is a different type of operating system basically. So basically there is a uni-programming operating system, multi-programming operating system, multitasking operating system, multi-user operating system, multi-processing operating system, embedded operating system, real-time operating system, handheld or device operating system. So there is a different type of operating system. So Linux is a like multitasking and multi-user operating system. So what is term like a multitasking? So basically multitasking is like it can run multiple processes simultaneously. You can run like what is processes? So you like in a computer. Okay, you have a laptop. So you are running WhatsApp simultaneously. You are running you are running Instagram. So these WhatsApp, Instagram, they are all processes. Okay, so you can run a multiple processes simultaneously. Like simultaneously you can open WhatsApp, simultaneously you can open Instagram, and simultaneously you can work on like a docs you want. So there's a different type of processes. You can run multiple processes simultaneously. Example like you can download file simultaneously, you can play music simultaneously, you can write a code. So the meaning of the multitasking is like you can run multiple processes simultaneously. Okay, multi-user, this term, what is multi-user like? So multi-user is a term like multiple user can log in and use the system independently. What Linux give you, that's Windows can't give you this feature multi-user. In Linux, different user like different users can access same system independently. If you have a login ID of a user and all, you can just log in and you can use the whole system in your independently independently use the system independently. Okay, and you can give also there's a multiple users, okay, in a Linux system. But you don't want to give everyone's permission, like there's a one file one. So you want to give a read like access permission, read operation to read a permission to user 1. Now you want to read and write both permission to user 2, and user 3 is like you want to give a read, write and execute all the permission to user 3. Okay, so using this Linux system, you can give different permission to different user, like different, like who will access what thing. Okay, so basically this is the meaning of multi-user. So multi-user can log in and use the system independently. Okay, and the system permission is separate for all these users. Now the term is open source. So I think you heard about the open source, like what is open source? So the open source means that, so which of the operating system like Linux, okay, so this Linux system code is present in a GitHub. Okay, so you can access that code. Okay, there's a freely available code. Okay, so you can view that whole system code. You can contribute, like if you want to contribute or modify some code, so you can contribute in this, modify this code. So basically this is the meaning of open source. Open source is freely available. You can read all those codes of a Linux, how this is developed, what is the code behind this, and you can modify if you want to modify something. Okay, so this is the meaning of open source, and it is a Unix like operating system. Unix like, so Linux is basically inspired by a Unix operating system. So the Unix operating system is basically developed in 1969. So it follows the POSIX standard and directory structure of a Unix. So basically POSIX standard, we will learn about this in a few next videos. So basically it is a very vast thing, so I will explain these things also. Okay, and the main important part is a kernel based. Basically there's a twist. Okay, so Linux is not a fully operating system. Okay, it is just a kernel. Okay, so let me explain you why this. So there's a question, like Linux is not a full OS. This is not a full OS by itself. Okay, so Linux is just a kernel, the core part of an operating system. Core part, I already explained you this. So Linux is only this kernel part. Okay, so kernel, basically what is kernel? Kernel is a bridge between software and hardware. I told about you na, like hardware, if you want to access, kernel will manage all this hardware and all. So if user want to access some hardware feature, so they have to communicate with a kernel. Okay, so directly it can't access the hardware. So that same thing is written here. So basically kernel is a bridge between software and hardware. Okay, so what kernel is doing, I already told about the kernel. What is kernel and what it is doing? I told about it. It manages processes and CPUs. It manages memory, file system. So basically in a simple word you can say the kernel is like managing a process management, thread management, file management. We will going to learn about this. So what is how it is going to do, like how it manages files, how it manages a process management, what is it? So basically memory management. So in a simple word we can say the kernel, it manages the processes, processes and CPU, memory, file system, input output devices, permission and security. Okay, basically this. So and there's a multiple type of kernels are like monolithic, like and microlithic kernel, and so many type of, so hybrid kernel. So basically monolithic kernel is like, now there is a two monolithic kernel. So Linux is basically a monolithic kernel, meaning it handle most of the operating system service inside the kernel itself. Most of the operating system service is like, I told you, operating system service is like a process management, memory management, file management, input output, hardware device. This all are managed by the kernel, kernel itself, Linux itself. So now if we want like to use as a full operating system, Linux as a full operating system, we need some extra tools. So basically we will going to learn what is full operating system. Like we heard about like Linux is not a full operating system, it's just a kernel, but we want like a full operating system. Okay, so we will make this full operating system. So complete operating system is like kernel. There's a kernel. Linux is also already a kernel. We need some tool and some interface to interact with a kernel. Okay, so basic component and example like kernel. Already we know about Linux as a kernel. Okay, there is a CL and CLI. CLI is a command line interface basically we need, where we write a code and execute this. Okay, so basically bash, we will going to learn about this. This is a bash scripting and shell scripting. So basically this is bash is an example of a shell, and some utility is like ls, cp, rm, bim is basically command utilities, and some GUI. This is basically optional, and some package manager and some bootloader. Yeah, so for Linux we need a bootloader. Bootloader is Go. So basically in a word we can say to make a Linux is a usable operating system, we add some system tools. We'll add some bootloader like shell and software manager drivers itself. Okay, so create a full term for a Linux is called GNU Linux. Okay, so you can say Ubuntu. Basically Ubuntu is a full operating system. Okay, so Ubuntu, let me write this, you will know about this. Okay, so basically the full operating system you heard about Ubuntu. Basically it is a full operating system. It has a Linux kernel, plus it has a GNU tools plus some software stack. So instead of the term like Linux is an operating system, we are using operating system like Ubuntu is a full operating system. Linux is just a kernel. Okay, it's not a full of operating system. So basically the Linux kernel alone can't be used like a Windows or a Mac OS. Basically Windows or Mac OS is a full operating system, and Linux is not. So basically Ubuntu is a full operating system, or Ubuntu include a Linux kernel, some software stacks, some shell, some scripting, GNU tools, software stacks and all. Okay, so that makes Ubuntu as a full operating system. Okay, so basically I have represent like some stacks like applications. This is a basically full structure of operating system. What makes anything as a total operating system? So it have some applications, it have some shell or GUI. See, it has some GNU tool, it Linux, and then kernel obviously, and then hardware. So for accessing any hardware, we need a kernel. Kernel can only access a hardware and manages all these hardware, CPU management and all. So basically today we already learned about is what is the Linux basic, and why Linux is not a full operating system. What makes Linux as a full operating system? What is full operating system? So for today we completed this part, Linux introduction to Linux. In the next lecture we will going to learn a file system structure. I will show you a full of file system in a Linux. Okay, and I will explain every file system, every what, like there's a multiple files, so what a file contain and what is the functionality of that file. So basically these things we will going to learn in the next lecture. So for today, thank you so much for watching this video. Thank you.